Welcome back. So looking at, I'm just putting in the customer here again to show you guys. Looking at customer details right here, if we look at that as JSON, and let's just have a look at the view, go into a customer, you'll see the addresses are actually already there. We can already see the addresses here when we get the details, because we made that earlier inside the REST API, that if you do a details view, you get a single customer, you'll actually get his details with his addresses inside it. That's awesome. So we already have the addresses available. We just need to start using them. Now to do that, we need to start making a new feature. In the setup we did right here, we'll make a new feature folder. So I'll right click on my app solution up here. Let me just zoom. I'll right click my app solution. I'll say new directory and I'll call this addresses. Addresses. There we go. So this new folder pops up, and in there, let's just start building kind of the same structure. But I don't want to build it all right now. You can do a lot of it yourself. But at least what we need is a shared folder, right? So I'm going to make a new folder in here called shared, because that's where I want my address model to reside. Again, if I look at the structure of our customer, notice we have addresses, we have a shared, we have customer, we have a shared. And under this guy, we're going to have a model and a service, right? So let's start out by making the model. Now, we can do it in a few ways. I'm just going to do it as a file right now, just to show you that way. And we'll call it address.model.ts. That's the name of our new address right here. And I'll just ask it to add it to Git right away, and there we go. Now it's pretty much, notice it's just the same as we have the customer model down here. Now we have an address model, and it's very easy to build it. You just do an export class right here, and then you put in the properties that you want. So we're just going to do the same. Export class address like this, put in the curly brackets, and now we just need to start specifying what we want. And again, the first thing I want is an ID. So I'll just write ID, and that will be a string, and I'll do the question mark because that will still be up to me if I want to use it. Meaning that I might put in an ID and I might ignore it right here. Oh, not the comma, I need the semicolon. There we go. And I don't want that space there. So now we have an ID. What else should be in an address? Let's try and go to our code right here. There's a street, there's a number, and there's a city, right? And they're all strings. This is very cool because I can see the JSON, so I just need to map it now. So I can see there's a street. There we go, and that'll be a string. There's a number and a city. Oh my god, the brain doesn't remember for 2 seconds here. And the city, there we go. But still, there we go. So now we've actually set it all up, and now we have an address ready. So we can just now add address as a list inside, or an array inside our customer, because we want the customer model to know about a list of addresses now. So we're going to do like this in the customer model, addresses, and we're going to make that into an array, right? Oh, shoot, an address array like this. And then it wants to import it, of course, from our model. There we go. So there we go. That should be it. Now we have addresses available as well. And we should use that now inside our customer details view, right? So let's just for now just put it in here. Instead of the customer, we're going to do customer.addresses right here. And one more thing, I'll just put the question mark here as well. And let's see if it actually gets the addresses now. There we go. Now we have the addresses available as code. So that's it. That's all we had to do. Now we have an address model inside our addresses folder. We just added that as a new model, right? We have inside the model of the customer, we added addresses as a list of addresses. And because we're using the service the way we are, where we kind of just, when we get by ID, we just pass everything into a customer, it'll automatically figure out to just pass the JSON into this list of addresses. So now we can use that list of addresses inside our HTML file and just right now show it as a simple list right here as JSON. And that's all we had to do. Next lesson, we can now just run over that list and try to show each address for the customer. See you in the next lesson where we do that.